move over Texas, you got nothing on us now. Oh, we've got the oil, we've got the land, we got the know-how to make this land the greatest land, the blue ribbon first prize. So Texas, move on over, 'cause Alaska's on the rise. Texas used to be the biggest state, and them Texans used to think that they were great. But since Alaska came along, things haven't been the same. When you say Alaska to a Texan, you have to hang his head in shame. We ain't got no rattlesnakes up here, and you won't catch us drinking Lone Star beer. Well, you can have your cactus and those amber waves of sand, and that little creek you Texans call the mighty Rio Grande. So move over Texas, you got nothing on us now. We've got the oil, we've got the land, we got the know-how to make this land the greatest land, the blue ribbon first prize. So Texas, move on over, 'cause Alaska's on the rise. We got whales, we got polar bears, and Alaska still has unpolluted air. Don't cry, J.R. Ewing, but we've got the upper hand, and Texas is no longer the greatest in the land. Now all you Texans, please don't get irate. Remember, you're still the second largest state. I'm telling you all this so it won't come as a surprise. Keep a watch over your shoulder, 'cause Alaska's on the rise. So move over Texas, you got nothing on us now. We've got the oil, we've got the land, we got the know-how to make this land the greatest land, the blue ribbon first prize. So Texas, move on over, 'cause Alaska's on the rise. So Texas, move on over, 'cause Alaska's on the rise.
If everybody had a pipeline across the U.S.A., then everybody'd be making $100 a day. You'd see them wearing their parkas, Kwalachi mucklucks too, frozen long whiskers, working USA. And they'd be working on cheap cream and out of live good. Delta and D-Trick, you'd see them sporting their hoods. All over Valdez now, and clear to Prudhoe Bay. Everybody's gone working.
Oil USA.
We're lining up at the hall, waiting for our call. We're waxing down our wall, then gonna take it all. We'll all be out on the Tundra, we'll have a party to stay. Don't tell the taxman we're working 13 hours a day. And we'll be working in Fairbanks and on a crazy horse, jamming down to the Swiss banks, who needs the Air Force. Stopping off at the Barrow and on a Prudhoe Bay. Everybody's gone working.
Oil USA.
Go, Carl!
Works up.
Everybody's gone working.
Working USA.
Everybody's gone working.
Working USA.
Yeah. Everybody's gone working.
Working USA.
Still don't know what I was waiting for, and my time was running wild. Million dead in streets, and every time I thought I had got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse of all the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes are changes. Turn and face the strange changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. Changes are changes. Turn and face the strange changes. Just gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me, but you can trace time. Watch the ripples change your size, but never leave the stream. So the days flow through my eyes, and still the days seem the same. And these children that you speed on as they try to change their world are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware of what they're going through. Changes are changes. Turn and face the strange changes. Don't tell them to grow up out of it. Changes are changes. Turn and face the strange changes. Where's your shame you left us after an accident? Time may change me, but I can't trace time. Strange fascination fascinating me. Changes are taking the pace I'm going rock and rollers. Changes, Janet faced the strange changes. Pretty soon now you're gonna get older. Time may change me, but I can't dress time.
Kmart's got a great sale on this AT&T cordless phone. It's got 2 channels, and do you believe the low price?
Seeing is believing.
I promise I'll pay my half of the phone bill.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
Great price on this Bissell Power steamer. After I clean the living room carpet, I'm going to put it on a strict diet.
Oh, what?
No more shrimp marinara, guacamole, or hot fudge.
Your carpet eats better than I do.
I read that shopping at Kmart is trendy.
Oh, that means we're on the cutting edge.
We brought you Dodge Caravan, the most innovative minivan in history, the best-selling minivan in history, and the most copied minivan in history. Now here's what's new from the new Dodge. The Dodge Summer Clearance with a $1,000 cash allowance on Caravan that lowers your price to just $17,785. Or buy Caravan with low 1.9 financing. What's new from the new Dodge? Just catch the Dodge Summer Clearance.
Local broadcast of Rain Country is made possible in part by business support from Wings of Alaska, proud of their commitment to serving Southeast Alaska and Western Canada with year-round passenger, freight, and charter services. Alaska Pulp Corporation, a member of the Southeast business community for over 30 years, one of Alaska's major exporters of wood products, harvesters of a renewable resource. By Alaska Marine Lines, helping to bring the people of Southeast the quality of life they so richly deserve. Alaska Marine Lines delivers Southeast. And by the Alaskan Southeaster, a regional magazine focusing on the people and their activities, providing a means of communications among all the people of Southeast.
You're watching KTOO-TV Juneau, viewer-supported quality television for Southeast Alaska.
to do dog grooming. So my sister said, you can cut people's hair, and I said, I can. And so I went, and they said, yeah, you can get a loan for that. So away I went.
And everyone kind of supports each other here. That's Juneau in so many ways, and it's the same way with dance. It's a community in which you don't have to be afraid to try things.
Well, I used to make pots as a hobby, and the more you do it, the more pots you have, and all of a sudden you're inundated with pots. And so what you have to do is you have to go out and sell them, and then all of a sudden you're in business.
There are a number of stores like this in downtown Juneau that sell artwork. Those of us considering buying something may wander past drawings or carvings or pottery before we find something that attracts our attention. Hello, I'm Scott Foster, and welcome again to Rain Country. Hundreds of hours are expended before any of these items are put on the store shelf. And while there's a similarity in the creative process, there is an added pressure for those who earn their living by their own hand.
Well, I used to make pots as a hobby, and the more you do it, the more pots you have, and all of a sudden you're inundated with pots. And so what you have to do is you have to go out and sell them, and then all of a sudden you're in business and you're no longer a hobbyist. Most of the larger things that I make are made on a wheel, and you know, the wheel spins around and you use the centrifugal force to get the clay to rise, and you have to have your wet fingers in order for the clay to stay lubricated and keep spinning. If the clay isn't wet, then it drags, and you really can't accomplish what you're hoping to accomplish. You score the side of the cup so that with a rough surface, and put a little slip or a little water on the scored portion of the surface, and it makes the handle less inclined to fall off after it's finished. Then you wait a couple of days till it's dry, in what's called the leather hard stage, and you turn it over, trim it, smooth out the bottom, and then you let it dry, and then you fire it. The first firing is called the bisque firing. It's to a relatively low temperature. And then after the first firing, then you glaze the pot, and that's where you dunk it in the garbage cans that I have there, full of glaze. Then you fire it a second time, and then it comes out looking like a glossy, finished product.
Upstairs, above his basement factory, Tom Meyer lives among his pots.
This is a cup I made for the triangle, my favorite watering hole. There's a picture of the triangle. There's Elvis Presley giving a look of the eye. Everybody else is sitting there drinking, eating hot dogs. There's a miner. And you can see a bear walking by the window. And it's what you see when you sit in the triangle and look out the window, watch people. This is an ashtray made from a commercial mold. Mrs. Kath out in Lemon Creek sold me the mold, and she said this was her favorite ashtray. And I looked at it and said, didn't she know that young women today don't approve of this sort of thing? And she looked at me and gave me a disdainful look. So I bought the mold. It's the only nice piece of artwork you'll find in this house. Provocative is what I would call it. Well, these are my lidded steins. People buy and sell new and used old steins They join our organizations, and they have, the organizations have newsletters that come out, and I see them, and it's shocking what people pay for a regimental stein from Germany in 1913. A stein like this has a mold to make the handle, and a separate mold to make the body. And it takes about an hour and a half. You pour the slip in the mold, it sets up in an hour, and another half hour or 45 minutes, it's dry enough so you can extract the stein from the mold. And this particular mold had 5 pieces, and so you had to unhook it and gently take the mold out, and then you separate the pieces for the handle mold and stick them together, let them dry, fire it, glaze it, fire it a second time, and then you put the picture on, which I screen print myself, and fire it a third time. So 3 firings, and that probably takes 2 weeks.
Tom markets his pots at various stores around Juneau and at an art co-op where he works 1 day a week.
I probably spend, at the very, very most, 2 or 3% of my time marketing my ware. I think I'd be more successful if I spent more. But it's more fun to make pots than it is to sell pots. The reason you sell pots is because there's too many laying around the house and you don't have any money.
Although Tom's been making pots for the last 15 to 20 years, he came to Alaska with a doctorate degree in forestry.
Yeah, I went to college for a while, and I found that the kinds of jobs that the college education made it possible for me to get weren't satisfying. I mean, you sit by the wheel and you work with the clay, and when you're done, you see something that you just made. Obviously, there's some results.
But Tom can never be sure how people react to the results. For instance,
there are people who see that it's handmade and they'll automatically say, "Oh, it's beautiful," because that's what you say when you see. That's what you say when you see something handmade, and you know, that wears you out. And then there are the people who look at it and automatically don't like it for reasons that are obscure to me, and basically what they're saying is that the mass-produced ware is more uniform and therefore better, I guess, and I empathize with that. In some ways I agree with them.
While Tom could be making better money working in forestry or another field, he has few regrets about choosing to be a potter.
You know, the first of the month comes around, you don't have any money, so you run around and you goad everybody and try and get them to pay you, and then they pay you, and then you just make it to the bank in time, and then you take the money from the bank and you give it to the mortgage company, and all of a sudden you're on Easy Street again, and it's the 15th. And sometimes, you know, after you've missed your first mortgage payment, it's easy to miss the second one.
Does Tom have any guidance for others who seek suitable careers?
I don't have any advice for anybody. If they're smart, they won't take advice. That's my advice.
It was out of my life for 10 years. I stopped dancing between 1978 and 88. I basically stopped dancing. And when I got my tap shoes on again, it was to choreograph a number for Perseverance Theater for the club Hotsy Totsy. And I had forgotten what a joy it was for me. And when I put them on, this is going to sound silly, but I felt reborn. I'm not a religious person, but it made me feel reborn. And I haven't had them off much since, in between class sessions, but I've been teaching regularly with JDU since that. That sparked a class through JDU. And I hope I don't take them off again.
Taking up dancing may not give everyone a rebirth, but it is an important way of life for many people in Juneau. In fact, it was the love of dance that led to the creation of Juneau Dance Unlimited, an organization that provides opportunities for people of all ages to learn a variety of different types of dance and have fun for a variety of reasons.
I really enjoy it. I love it. I just love it. There's a real sense of accomplishment. There's a real sense of, it's a great confidence builder. And plus, there's not too many sports you can do when you're in that close of a ballroom position.
Latin dance is just one of the types of ballroom dancing taught through Juneau Dance Unlimited. The choices run from waltz to country to cha-cha to swing to tap to modern and to ballet.
Ballet, on the outside, a lot of people who aren't involved with it kind of see it as a frilly sort of tutu event, but actually ballet is, it's very within, it's almost like a Zen-like thing. You know, people that practice ballet, it's all from inside here, and instructors that successfully, you know, have classes that are thriving, they know how to bring that out in a person, to get them to focus on that source, and to have everybody in the class almost in another space. None of us are really aspiring to be competitive or cutthroat or make somebody else feel bad or look bad, or if you just had a baby and your stomach's not where it really you'd like it to be. It's okay here. We just, everybody comes. We have young people in class with older people. We have people who have a terrible time with physical coordination. It's such a struggle for them. And it's a personal thing. They just work on their own level. And everyone just kind of supports each other here. That's Juneau in so many ways, and it's the same way with dance. It's a community in which you don't have to be afraid to try things.
But it's not just adults who are dancing. As in many art forms, the earlier you begin, the better.
Well, since they're so young, they're usually between 5 and 7. Mostly what we do is we talk about ups and downs and ins and outs and trying to make them aware of their bodies in space, and the concept of making lines and making circles and listening to the music. And we do regular ballet steps, but the emphasis is not so much on doing it perfectly as understanding, you know, that a plie means to bend and that a releve means to rise, and just feeling out all the different things their bodies can do for them.
While the pre-ballet students are busy having fun learning steps and concepts, an older group is learning the more serious side to ballet, and that discipline comes from within.
Well, ballet is a discipline, in my opinion. I think that a ballet class is a very disciplined thing. I think they're expected to, at that age level, they're expected to really buckle down and pay attention. I really just hope that they take with them an appreciation of music and dance and just a love of movement. I don't expect them to become ballerinas. I just hope that they've enjoyed themselves.
Juneau Dance Unlimited, like other dance groups, has found their classes of greater attraction to females than males. Joan Cahill says young boys take part in creative movement classes, but when ballet costumes are added and when the movements are associated with dance, boys tend to lose interest.
And I think the boys pick up on some sort of a gender identification with ballet, and it's a real shame because it's a wonderful way to train your body for prevention of injury in anything that you engage in, skiing, basketball. In dance, you do these slow executions of a broken down jump, basically. You lift the heel, the ball, the toe, you lift it, you replace it, you press, you replace, and then you plie, you bend, you know, and you learn slow motion and you get it in your kinesthetic memory, and you'll never do it wrong. You know, it's hard to hurt yourself after you've really studied dance.
Those who do study dance do so for a variety of reasons, and people who love to dance seem to find something beyond just moving to the music.
it's a combination of euphoria and peace. It's the exhilaration that sports people seek, that physical high, and then it's the same spiritual and mental kind of plateau that meditators seek. And also it's social. It's not any one particular way. It's a very well-rounded art form, and so it kind of is a communion of a lot of different disciplines all rolled into one.
We're going to dry it just a little bit.
Catalogs like you're supposed to when you live in Juneau.
Go there before it gets ruined.
He must be like a cat or a dog. Is he done eating?
This would be a really bad time to wiggle, Tom. Okay.
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 Give him a piece of candy. Is that okay, Mom?
I cut here. Oh, that's nice. That's the basic reaction, I think, is that's nice. It's not, I don't think it's an occupation that people go, wow, how interesting. And it's too bad because it's really interesting.
The Sportsman has been a Juneau barber shop since 1939. It moved to its present location in the early 50s. The current owner is Cheryl Sutton, and she doesn't do perms or colors or facials or manicures. She and her sister Deb just cut hair, and they do it with a light touch.
Oh, you're so cute. What do we do with you?
Well, just, I guess, the usual.
The usual. Let's give him the unusual, huh, Ed?
Yeah. Do it.
That's more your style. Have you been doing this with scissors? Have you trimmed it at all? It looks really good.
Yeah,
I mean, you're doing a good job, except for under here.
My good taste. That's it.
Well, that's why I always come to you, Debbie.
I had to fish for that one, okay? The next one I'll let come just straight from your heart.
It's fun. We want you to come not just to get a haircut, but to, because you like us, you like being here, and we're going to try to make you lift your spirits a little bit while you're here, too.
And on a serious
Well, are you going to ask me if I like the beard or not?
Yeah, how do you like the beard?
I love
it. Do you? Oh,
Yeah.
That's good.
I'll try to get a smile out of them, because it helps them to forget that horrible person they just got off the phone with, or that they're, a week behind on the budget or something like that. So I think they appreciate it, although I don't think they could put up with more than 15 minutes of it, which is why we're done in 15 minutes, and they get to escape, and we get the haircut done.
Every time a new head sits down in a chair, Cheryl and Deb see different styles and amounts of hair. Not surprisingly, men with less hair are sensitive on the subject.
Don't take it so serious. You can't help what's happening. It's already there. As long as you're healthy and take care of yourself, that's all that counts, and you try and play that down, because you're going to get, the next guy's going to sit down in the chair and he's going to say, I have so much hair, would you just thin it? I want it all gone, and you're going, oh, yeah. The guy before you would like to have your hair. Would you just zip it off and we'll put it on him?
Despite the amount of hair on the head being cut, both Deb and Cheryl say there is a cardinal rule in this business.
Give them what they want. Don't cut their hair your way, because then they won't come back. It's that simple. Yeah. We do what we're told and make it as fun as possible. But I like my hair. Don't worry about the wet parts, because they'll freeze when you go outside, and then they'll stay in place for you. Okay?
It's like laundry.
Yeah.
You got a different hat on, so you didn't come in with your usual hat hair.
Yeah, it's colder today.
I know, but you got this real loose one on today. Oh, that's nice. I like it. And it's real loose on your head, so it doesn't make those marks like your French beret does.
That's right.
This barbershop banter runs both ways during the haircut. Although Cheryl and Deb's topics are usually light, sometimes the customers bring up more serious and more personal matters.
It's the bartender-barber thing, they sit down and they get real comfortable, and actually they're looking that way, they don't see you. And so they can tell you a lot of things, because there's not some real direct eye contact, and they're not intimidated. And I think after you've been after you've had 20 or 30 15-minute conversations with somebody, you start to get to know them and they feel real comfortable, and they're made to feel comfortable when they come in here. So I think it's a lot easier for them to spill the beans.
Visualization, yeah.
And we try to let people know that, like the sign, that we're not gonna repeat this. We're not gonna go jump out and go guess what I heard today, you know. That's part of, I think, our ethic base here, is that this is it. It doesn't go past here. Of course, whatever they hear in the other chair, you know, I don't know.
There is a kind of frenzied, haphazard feel to this business of cutting hair. But because many customers are rushed for time, they can't be haphazard about waiting their turn for a cut. So over the years, Cheryl has encouraged appointments.
You want 4:30 or 5:15? 5:15. Okay. I'll see you then. 5:15. Bye.
Before becoming barbers, both sisters worked a variety of Juneau jobs, waitressing, bartending, and for the state. But nothing seemed right. At about this time, Cheryl was good friends with the woman who then owned the Sportsman.
And she said, "Sure, you're so good with people. Why don't you go to barber school? And the money's real good, and you're good with people, and I think you'd be good at it." So I ended up getting a student loan. Thank you, Alaska.
I couldn't get a loan to do dog grooming. So my sister said, "You can cut people's hair," and I said, "I can." And so I went, and they said, "Yeah, you can get a loan for that." So away I went.
To be a licensed barber in Alaska requires having more than 1,200 hours cutting hair. Cheryl's certificate hangs on the wall behind her chair and is fair game as a subject during her chat with the customer.
Oh, I'd like to use that passport.
Yeah. Oh, you got a new one?
Sitting there, yeah.
You threw that old thing away? The one that got you here?
The one I got from the same person who gave you your hair cutting certificate.
That guy. Small world. I heard his prices went up, though, after he printed out our diplomas.
Despite the joking, Cheryl has a special feeling about this shop where Juneau hair has been cut for more than half a century. It's a feeling the previous owner also had.
And she really enjoyed the history behind it, so she didn't try to change it and put, you know, mauve-colored chairs or anything in it. She kept it pretty much the same way that it's always been. We still have the same waiting chairs, which are lawn chairs from the 40s, I'm sure. And I've done the same thing. I think she sold it to me, not just because I was her friend, but because she knew that I would do that too. I would want to continue with it keeping it just an old-fashioned barber shop and not turning into a hairdresser, hair salon.
Yes.
Top of the collar,
Right.
which is very administrative,
Right.
but yet it's still left kind of long here.
Okay.
Okay, so
Cheryl and Deb plan to spend 15 minutes on each haircut. As a result, each of them gets involved in a continuing series of 15-minute verbal relationships with customers.
At the end of the day, you go, who said this, and did I tell somebody this, and somebody told me there was an apartment for rent. Who was it? And you have this whole log running through your head of, you know, the whole day. It's like in fast motion, and yeah, it's confusing. It can get confusing, but you get used to it. You go home and you eat your dinner in 15 minutes, and you do your laundry in 15 minutes, and you say hi to your kids for 15 minutes, yeah.
Throughout the day, in 15-minute segments, Cheryl and Deb survey their world of hair, and over the years, they've seen changing styles and drawn a few conclusions.
Well, the only thing that's changed is that the hairstyles have gotten a lot shorter, and I really like that. I think that it makes a man look neater, and it makes him look younger. We've had guys that come in and they have the old style over the ears, halfway down the ears, and I'm looking at them and I'm realizing that it looks more like a hat. But you show their ears and it brings out their whole face, and it makes them look younger. If we take it above your ears, you might look about 7 years younger.
Let's try it.
Let's try it.
I guess if I had one thing to say, it would be not to take it so seriously. It's just hair, and fortunately, I think the biggest thing I love about this job is even if you make a mistake, it's gone in 2 weeks. It'll come back. Nothing is so awful that it's going to ruin your life.
Oh, yeah, there's your hat.
Ho, ho, ho. Let's see it.
See ya. Normally, I don't like my haircuts covered up by a hat, but I'll take that one.
Okay.
No, everybody's different, and every hair is different. the same haircut on 20 different people is not going to be the same haircut. It's going to be different. And it's the conversation. It's the wonderful ability to have total control over what's happening in this little square of your world, you know. You're queen for the day, for the 15 minutes.
This week on Rain Country, we've been visiting with those who enjoy life while they're cutting hair, taking part in dance, and making pots. And we'll be back again next week at the same time and enjoy another part of life here in Southeast Alaska. And you're invited to join us then on our next adventure in Rain Country. I'm Scott Foster. Have a good day.
This episode of Rain Country is available on VHS or Beta video cassette. To order a copy, send $19.95 plus $2 for shipping and handling to KTOO Videos, 224 4th Street, Juneau, Alaska, 99801. Credit card orders may call 800-478-3636. Please refer to the episode number when ordering your cassette. Local broadcast of Rain Country is made possible in part by business support from Wings of Alaska, proud of their commitment to serving Southeast Alaska and Western Canada with year-round passenger, freight, and charter services. Alaska Pulp Corporation, a member of the Southeast business community for over 30 years, one of Alaska's major exporters of wood products, harvesters of a renewable resource. By Alaska Marine Lines, helping to bring the people of Southeast the quality of life they so richly deserve. Alaska Marine Lines delivers Southeast. And by the Alaskan Southeaster, a regional magazine focusing on the people and their activities, providing a means of communications among all the people of Southeast.
I love to work on the cars. And I still work on the cars. There's not one part of the race car that I cannot put together myself. I can drive it pretty good, too. A top-notch mechanic reaches back and picks a tool out of his toolbox. He can tell right then if it's got the quality or not.
1,600 Craftsman hand tools, made in America, guaranteed forever.
If any tool was ever made better, it'd have to be made by Craftsman.
Only at Sears.
When it comes to your car, nobody knows how to baby it like you do, and Western Auto Marine has everything you need to do it right. You count on quality, and at Western Auto Marine, quality is readily available with the brand names you know and trust, like Fram filters, die-hard batteries, and Craftsman hand tools that are guaranteed for life. The right parts are always on hand at their full-service parts counter, and all the nuts, bolts, and hardware to finish the job are right at your fingertips. What more could you ask for? Western Auto Marine in Grants Plaza.
Gas and Go Petro Express, the fastest and most convenient drive-up service in Juneau, makes life even easier for commercial account customers with Gas and Go's quick card service. Your company can qualify for quarterly cash rebates. Simply gas up using your Gas and Go commercial account quick card and go. It's speedy service, Alaska Airlines miles, and cash back to your company. Only at Gas and Go Petro Express in Grants Plaza.
If this represents all the coal ever mined in Alaska, then this represents Alaska's untapped coal resource. More energy than 1,000 Prudhoe bays.
Just a year ago, on this very spot, men and machines were mining coal. At U.S.A Coal Mine, we believe in leaving Alaska the way we found it.
It's not just about planning, it's about living and long-term relationships that outweigh short-term gains. At Edward Jones, it's about more than investing. It's about knowing you. Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams.
For quality investments and personal service, contact Ben Prater, your Edward Jones investment representative.
I'm a real wild one. Well, I'm just out of school, like I'm real cool. Gotta dance like a fool, got the message that I gotta be a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. Gonna break and loose, gonna keep on moving wild. Gonna keep on swimming, baby, I'm gonna be a wild child.
Yes, I used to clown around in my 6th grade English class, and my teacher, Mrs. Snell, would say to me, well, if you want to be a smart aleck, first you have to be smart. Well, I think that she was right. I think that you've got to know what's going on in the world before you know what's so funny about it. I think teachers have something to say about the world, and for that, yeah, we owe them our thanks. Gee, some of us still owe them a book report.
In this edition of Southeast Spotlight, we take our camera farther than it's ever traveled before, almost farther than I've ever traveled before, all the way across this great country of ours to the very heart of the nation itself, Washington, D.C. We've come this far on a very special day, with a very special man, for a very special occasion. The day is Alaska Day, October 18th, a day that commemorates the day in 1867 that the United States flag was raised over Sitka, formally taking possession of the territory of Alaska from Russia. The man is John Venables, an historical reenactor from Haines, who, in honor of the fact that 2009 marks the 50th anniversary of Alaska's statehood, has been traveling around the state presenting a living history program called Journey to Statehood, wherein he portrays 3 men whose roles were vital in bringing the dream of statehood to a reality: William Henry Seward, Judge James Wickersham, and Senator E.L. Bob Bartlett. The occasion is his performance of the show at the Mary Pickford Theater in the James Madison Building of the Library of Congress. It's also a great excuse to spend 3 days touring the sights around Washington, D.C. In the next half hour, we'll show you some of the sights, tour the Capitol Building and the White House grounds, take a peek into the Museum of Natural History, and visit with Senator Lisa Murkowski.
What's today, John? Today is Alaska Day, October 18th. We're celebrating Alaska Day in Washington, D.C.
The first order of business was to tour the White House grounds and gardens, an event that only takes place twice a year, and it just so happened that one of those was on that very day, Alaska Day.
Hi there, Rick. We're about ready to get our tickets to the White House Gardens and Grounds event. We're at the ticket center right now, the Ellipse Visitor Center. Let's go inside and see what's going on in there. Hey, we're celebrating today. When I put on my hat, this is what I'm going to look like. William Henry Seward at your service.
It was at that point that we learned that video cameras were not allowed upon the grounds during the tour. Me, being a professional videographer, was rather disappointed at that news, but still cameras were allowed. So we're going to take you on a photo tour of the White House grounds, set to some appropriate inspirational music.
Hello, Rick. Here we are at the White House. This is absolutely wonderful. This is John Venables reporting from Washington, D.C. And Rick Pruitt and I have just finished our White House tour of the grounds and the gardens, and we have had an amazing time. I've switched back into my favorite baseball cap. I've taken off my William Henry Seward stovepipe hat. We have had a wonderful day celebrating Alaska Day, October 18th, 2009. The flowers are so beautiful there. There's been at least 2,000 or 3,000 people walking through the gardens. At least 100 of them took my picture with my favorite poster. And now we're getting ready to take a hike up the path to the Washington Monument. Rick Pruitt and I want to touch reality. We're on our way. We're glad to give you this report. It's Alaska Day, October 18th, 2009 in Washington, D.C. That's the White House back there behind me. We've had a wonderful day so far. Here we are at the Washington Monument. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. I get to touch the building. This is an awesome, awesome building commemorating George Washington, our first president, founding father of our country. We look around and we see the Lincoln Memorial over here. The flags are flying. This is truly a great day. We're celebrating Alaska Day, October 18th, 2009 in Washington, D.C., where the journey to statehood first dawned.
The journey to statehood also dawned bright and early the next day, with John presenting his program in the Library of Congress.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome all of you today. And this is a program that is in celebration of Alaska Day, 50 years of statehood, and we're very, very glad that you could all come. My name is Samuel Wenger, and John Venables is the project director of this program. He's going to be doing most of the performance. I'm going to be introducing him. The program is sponsored by the Alaska Humanities Forum and the Rasmussen Foundation. So we're very glad that you're here, and we hope you enjoy. Now I will go into character. Today is March 30th, 1867. It is 5 a.m. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is National Radio reporting from the State Department in Washington, D.C. Some unusual activity has been occurring inside the State Department for over 5 hours. There have been lights on in the State Department building since about midnight. William Henry Seward and his clerks were seen entering the building at around 11:45. A little after midnight, Edward de Stockel, the Russian minister to the United States, was seen entering a side entrance with several of his secretaries. There is something going on in there. We are told that Secretary Seward will be coming out very soon. We hope to have an announcement for you. Here he comes now. Ladies and gentlemen, Secretary of State of the United States of America, the Honorable William Henry Seward.
My fellow Americans, good morning. I have an important announcement to give to you at this time. You are the first to know that we have signed a treaty for the purchase of Alaska from Russia. This was completed about 1 hour ago.
After the performance, it was on to a meeting with Senator Mark Begich, who then graciously provided us with a member of his staff for a tour of the U.S. Capitol.
We are now in front of the U.S. Capitol. This beautiful building is the home of our statutory hall recipients, Bob Bartlett and Ernest Greening. They are in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. We're going to be inside there showing you a lot of things that have been happening, and we're pleased to be celebrating Alaska Day, which is October 18th, 2009. We're on a 3-day celebration here in Washington, D.C. as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Alaska statehood in the place, Washington, D.C., where it started in 1867.
This is a Statue of Freedom. The Statue of Freedom is on top of the very top of the dome of the Capitol building. This is a life-size version of her. She's only brought down a few times for cleaning once a decade or so. And but it kind of gives you an idea that she looks really small on top, but she actually faces away from the mall, which some people find odd, but actually the front of the building is this side, which is facing the Supreme Court and the Library of Congress and things like that. It's not actually the mall side, which is...
Hey Rick, this is a great trip. We're getting a VIP tour of the U.S. Capitol. Had a great meeting with Senator Petka, and we are on a roll. James Madison Building, Mary Pickford Theater, Library of Congress building was quite an activity event this morning. We were in the key place, had a wonderful audience.
In the rotunda, there's a mural high on the wall running around the entire perimeter, and it has some rather interesting history involving its creation.
It's actually made by two artists. The reason is because the first artist had some disagreements with the architects of the Capitol, and he actually got fired from the job halfway with doing it. One of his apprentices was actually asked to finish it, and he did. But you'll notice that people are a lot more crowded on this section. That's the original artist as he's going along, and then if you come around, actually people become less crowded as it comes along. It's two different things, but the original artist was actually very upset for being fired from the job, and he actually painted himself into the mosaic. It's actually like,
Was he Italian?
It's I'm pretty sure it's behind that tree right there, like right above us. A lot of big events inside here. Of course, the president has to be invited to the Capitol if he ever does come. He can't just come whenever he wants to as part of the separation of power. But when he does come, a lot of special events are in here. I saw the Dalai Lama receive like the Congressional Medal of Honor here a couple of years ago, and there's a lot of big events in here. It's pretty interesting building. Right below us is the crypt, and we'll go down there in a moment. But at this point in time,
I think actually some of the program for Reagan's inauguration was held in here because it's so cold.
Oh yeah?
And I remember one of the opera singers singing in here.
Oh. Wow, that must have been kind of
How do they
crazy.
Do they maintain this? I mean, how does they get up there to clean the windows or
I'm pretty
dust?
sure there's...
I don't know. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's actually like a ledge that goes around that for the windows and such. But I've never actually seen them shut it down, so I think they must do it very creatively at night. I mean, it's a very active building, also during like recesses when there's not very many people here. As we go around, you'll see some of the original Supreme Court rooms that are in this building. August recess existed because it was so hot. It's so hot here in the summer, it's ridiculous. And it wasn't anything until like forced air, like kind of ventilation until early 1900s. So this building was very, very sweltering, and so people weren't really here. And I think because we still have that August recess, even though we have the technology now, I think that's when they do a lot of the cleaning and things like that. So it's a continuation of the statues around the room, as well as this was used for the House of Representatives for a great period of time until the current House of Representatives was built, which is straight down this hall. The reason we say to the side, this is an active building. Obviously, we're not in session right now, but normally people would be going back and forth. Nancy Pelosi's office is right there, and she walks straight through here to go to the House. This is also a whispering room. If you notice, there's gold plates on the ground. There's one behind him, as well as in these crowds, there's also whispering plates. And the point of them is that certain influential members had desks there so that they could actually whisper to each other. Like a person around the room at a normal voice could hear them talking. And it's just the way that the room was designed acoustically, so that just kind of a random thing, yeah. It has to do with like the people in power would kind of have those spots so they could talk to each other. But
You have to be here to believe it. You cannot put into words the beauty of this place. Standing next to the statue of Ernest Greening in Statutory Hall, the U.S. Capitol. Ernest Greening was the longest-serving governor of the Territory of Alaska, serving for 13 and a half years. He was elected U.S. Senator in 1959 and served 2 terms. He is given a lot of credit for Alaska proceeding to statehood.
This is the center of the city.
Geographically. Yes.
Question, what is the difference with the statues being white versus bronze?
I think it's just a preference of the state. It depends. They can decide what it looks like, what it is. Obviously, it has to be a person, but besides that, it's up to the state, whatever they would like to do. You know, some of them have color, a lot of them do not. I think that's more of a new change, but I think traditionally they were just normal kind of sculptures. So. It's a geographical center of Washington, D.C. It's built much like France in a spoken wheel. So there's actually 4 sections. There's northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest of D.C., and it all goes off from this point right here. So.
We've just had the most wonderful visit to the U.S. Capitol. Rick, it's really great to have you here. You've captured the moments. We've had a wonderful visit with Senator Beckich. We've been in all sorts of places out of the way there. We were in Statutory Hall. We saw the statues of Bob Bartlett and Ernest Green. We've had some unforgettable experiences here, and we're sharing them now with you. We are right at the steps of the Library of Congress, Thomas Jefferson Building. This is where the personal papers of Thomas Jefferson are archived. We have many exhibits inside that we're looking forward to. The nationally, internationally famous cartoonist Herb Bloch has his 79 years of cartoons registered and preserved in this building. And it is one of the 2 buildings of the Library of Congress. There is the Thomas Jefferson Building and the James Madison Building. And we're really happy to be here. This is John Venables and Rick Pruitt reporting from Washington, D.C. We have been celebrating Alaska Day for the last 3 days. We are here in front of the National Museum of Natural History, 900 Constitution Boulevard. We are making the rounds, and we're actually helping people know more about Alaska. Alaska is just a dream of many, many, many people, but we're talking about the 50th anniversary of Alaska statehood, and it's the Alaska Day, October 18th weekend. We are having a wonderful time here in Washington, D.C. We have just entered the National Museum of Natural History, and we're in the rotunda, and as I look around, I see many exhibits. They have the Elephant's Trail here. As they say here, billions of years in the making. This is a wonderful museum, the Smithsonian Institution, and we're here to take a look at some of the most exciting exhibits. This is a trip I'll never forget. Rick, we're at the Mammal Center here, and we're looking at the official visitor greeter. It is the North Atlantic right whale. This is one of the biggest whales that has ever lived. We're eye to eye with this big animal. Wow, there's a life story here. We're going to have to check this out. I'm going to take a closer look. I'll be right back. We've just entered this exhibit, and we're finding out what happened 570 million years ago. Look at this. There's so many students visiting the Smithsonian Institution today. They are having a wonderful time. I'm having a wonderful time. And Rick is having a wonderful time. Oh, this exhibit has the dinosaur rivals fighting each other and killing each other off. What predators these were. This is Allosaurus up against Steptosauruses. Oh, I wouldn't want to be fighting these 2 guys. This was a tough way to get a meal. Whew.
After our tour of the Museum of Natural History, we had an appointment with a very special dignitary.
We are now in front of the Hart Senate Office Building. In a few minutes, we're going to be meeting with Senator Lisa Murkowski. She has been a great help in our programs here on our Alaska Day weekend, celebrating Alaska Day and the 50th anniversary of Alaska statehood year. We have just entered the Hart Senate Office Building. It is dedicated to Senator Philip Hart, and in this atrium we have a beautiful sculpture, a monumental sculpture piece entitled Mountains and Clouds. It is the last work of famed sculptor Alexander Calder. You really should get up close and then take a step back and look at this beautiful, beautiful piece of art. It is an honor here to be visiting Senator Lisa Murkowski, and I am about to sign the guest book.
I absolutely will. You're welcome. Thank you for holding. What can I do for you?
This is a long, long signature here. I'm celebrating the 50th anniversary of statehood for the whole year. I may even be celebrating it next year, too.
While we were waiting to meet the senator, we had a glance at a very interesting little piece of history.
What are you holding, John? This is the official check that was transferred to Russia for the purchase of Alaska. It says $7.2 million. And as I told you yesterday at the theater, it was going to take a year to pay the bill. And this one's dated August the 1st, 1868.
That's the check that bought Alaska.
Yes, $7.2 million.
The next pleasant surprise came along in the form of a man who had previously held Lisa's position in the Senate, her father Frank.
I'm glad that we could visit one another. So,
well, I know
you're here on a little vacation?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're celebrating the 50th
Yeah, I
anniversary of
understand
statehood
that.
on this day, but I'm the one that is making the trips around the state for getting the history programs dressed up like William Henry Seward, Judge James Wickersham,
Sure.
and Senator Bartlett.
Okay.
And I change costumes all in 1 hour.
I see, you do that. Well, congratulations. Who packs the costume?
We were at the
She's
Library of
on
Congress, James Madison Building, Mary Pickford Theater yesterday for a wonderful audience.
Oh, that's great.
So
Well,
we're
we're
getting
very
the word
proud
out
of what
to all
you're
these.
doing.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
well, you had
And it's a pleasure. We'll play golf again someday. You know, we're spending our summers in Wrangell.
Oh.
And there's a golf course there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you practiced up, so now you're all...
After exchanging pleasantries with her father, it was time to meet Lisa herself.
I've enjoyed wearing my hoodie as we're celebrating
50 years of statehood. That's a good one.
And of course, the last time we were together was the official launch of the U.S. quarter. Both of us were on the
That's
stage.
right, on the
there.
stage, and
Yes.
you were
Judge
kind of
Wickersham,
the
yeah.
master of ceremonies as Judge Wickersham, and you did a wonderful job.
Well, it was a challenge to do something in 5 minutes on a 1-hour program.
Yeah, but you did great.
Well, I was honored to be there, 1,300 people there, and you were giving away all those quarters to 10-year-olds and under.
It was so much fun, being able to dole them out. They were
Yeah.
so excited.
I got-
Although I think some of the people that were older than 10 got them.
Were they really? Oh. I want to confess to you that I got to the back of the building next door, and I didn't stand in the line of 1,500 people, but I think her name was Sheila. She went inside, and I bought 4 rolls of quarters.
You got yours?
Out the back door, but I paid for mine, but I gave them all away. I made so many people happy.
I bought a roll for both my sons,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the,
Right.
signed them and put them in the safety deposit box.
And there's other things I could share, but we don't want to take a lot of time, but we wanted to be here. We have
Who do you have
my
with
wife,
you?
Betty.
Betty, it's nice to meet you.
Nice
to meet you.
My daughter, oldest daughter, Karen
Hi.
Winger.
Karen?
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet
Fairbanks,
you.
Samuel Winger, her husband.
Samuel,
Senator,
nice
it's
to
an honor.
meet you.
And our cameraman here, Rick Pruitt from
Hi, Rick.
NBC, KATH, Channel 15 in Juneau.
Oh, that's great.
We're recording this for posterity.
We need more posterity.
Yes.
Here. Yeah. yeah.
Well, we wanted to come by. I've signed the guest book, and that's been recorded too. And we know
Well,
you're very
we need to
busy.
have an official picture
Yes.
taken.
Right, whatever you
Great
have.
idea.
we're-
Can we do that?
Yes.
Let's go in the conference room.
And you wanted a picture too of you with the check.
Oh, yeah. You know, what we might want to do, John, do you want to have the flags on either side of the state of Alaska?
I like
or we
that.
Can, we can go in front of the cedar carving, but
Oh,
what?
they're both nice. Both very nice. I love this Alaska flag. 8 stars of gold.
Yeah.
Do you want me to move it over there?
Yeah, let's move it on the other side of the map. And that way we can stand in front of the map.
Okay, ready? Okay, got you that one.
Great.
There you go. We have to document your active
We
participation.
have to
here.
prove that you're actually working on
Yes,
this trip.
yes, yes.
It was
Well-
nice. It was nice seeing your father.
Yeah,
I
I
played
know,
miniature
that was
golf
great.
with him at the Southeast Alaska Fair a couple of years ago. He
He
was
won.
visiting, and he wanted to play miniature golf with your mother, and so we had a great match. He won the match.
He won the match.
And Nancy and I finished in a tie for second.
I didn't think he was that good of a mini golf. He's not that good of a golfer, really.
Right, well,
But maybe mini golf he's better.
I chose to start off so he could see how the course would run. It's 4 feet by 9 feet. And so I putt, and it goes bouncing off the platform, so I have 1 stroke and 1 penalty before he even has to start.
He didn't really
No
throw
wonder
the
he
game.
won.
Well, I choked.
Oh, that's funny.
We're standing in front of the White House. On the north side, I'm standing right in front of the Andrew Jackson statue. We have had some day celebrating the Alaska extended period of time, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Alaska statehood. We started at the White House on the south side on Sunday morning on the grounds and gardens tour. And we've been to the U.S. Capitol for 2 nice sessions with Senators Mark Bekich and Lisa Murkowski. We visited the Library of Congress, had the Journey to Statehood program with William Henry Seward, Judge James Wickersham, and Senator Bob Bartlett at the Mary Pickford Theater. That was a great honor. We've enjoyed giving this report to you so that you could know of all the places that we went, the visits to the U.S. Capitol, the Supreme Court, the Library of Congress, and the Smithsonian Institution museums we went to are lifelong memories for sure. So we've been celebrating Alaska Day, October 18th, 2009, in the year of the 50th anniversary of Alaska statehood. Special thanks should go to KATH, who has been recording this program, and we're glad that we could tell you about our great adventures.
This program is available on DVD for $20 by calling 586-8384 and can be viewed on the web by visiting KATH.TV.
Eight stars of gold on a field of blue, Alaska's flag, may it mean to you the blue of the sea, the evening sky, the mountain lakes, and the flowers nearby, the gold of the early sourdough streams, the precious gold of the hills and streams, the brilliant stars in the northern sky, the Bear, the Dipper, and shining high, the great North Star with its steady light, o'er land and sea, a beacon bright. Alaska's flag to Alaskans dear, the